glad I could pop on here, and I did have a little video recorded, but I thought this would be a little bit more fun so that you and I can get to know each other, that if you have questions I can answer them, and I love the interaction. I loved what Xtina shared today. Hello, Leanne. Thanks for jumping on. I love the interaction. I love what Xtina shared because that's where we can really change things. That's where a big difference can be made when we get to hear other people's stories. Hello, Lori. Good to see you. So first and foremost, if we have not met, my name is Taryn Liker, and I live in Hays, Kansas. And 5.5 years ago, almost 6 years, I cannot believe it's been that long, this was a lifestyle that was introduced to me. And for the last 5.5 years, I've been utilizing this to understand what real health is. Not that white knuckle kind of health, not that, oh my goodness, I have to power through and this is tough and stick with it, not that kind of nonsense. I need to be human. I am not perfect. On a daily basis, I'm going to fail. And on a daily basis, I'm going to celebrate my success. And so that is what we were looking for. But our family was really sick. And so, but first, how did I meet Xtina? I actually attended one of her live Glam Factor sessions. And I had been exposed to a couple of her goodies, but I really wanted to know how to apply my makeup. Hello, thank you so much for everybody popping on. But what I noticed, and you kind of got to hear a little bit of her story, is towards, as she's teaching us how to put on our eyeliner, as she's teaching us all the benefits of these wonderful lippies. This one's Cherub, by the way. I love it. Can't find my Radiance. I don't know what happened to that one, but anyway, Cherub will totally work. But as she's teaching me all of these tips and tricks and sharing her knowledge, I noticed her voice kept getting quieter, raspier, and there was just a level of frustration in her. And it was something that I've seen this over the past 5.5 years consistently. And that's somebody that is run down with their adrenals, that their thyroid is acting up, and they really want to go, 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 because these typically are powerhouse people. They change people's lives. They're out there making a difference exactly like Xtina is, but their body, for whatever reason, isn't wanting to keep up with the pace that they're wanting to go in. And so that is how Xtina and I met, had a couple of conversations afterwards, and then as you got to hear, she started utilizing things and has seen a difference. But why did our family get started on it? Because back in 2012, we were a hot mess. My son had struggled with life-threatening food allergies. He was 3 years old and he had struggled with his health from the time he was 3 weeks old. He was constantly in the hospital. He spent his first Christmas and his first birthday in the ER. It was just one of those that he was constantly sick, and we were looking for an answer. Our daughter Reese, at age 6, lost 16 pounds like that because she had struggled with colitis. And for me, I was 54 pounds heavier. I was a size 14. I'm now a size 02. If you know me, you can kind of guess that, gauge that. And I was at the point where I was like, I'm gonna either eat every single bowl of macaroni and cheese put in front of me, or I'm gonna do something. And it was frustrating because every time I decided to do something, it was white knuckling and I'd lose 7 pounds and, really do something over a month. Then the next week I gained 9. I was like, this is not fun. This isn't how it should be. I should be able to make progress, not feel like I get 2 steps ahead and then take 3 steps back. That's not cool. And so it was frustrating. So anyway, what I'm going to introduce you to today is the superfruits. This is something that changed us in a powerful way, and I'm going to explain to you why. So Xtina shared her story and she showed you how she drinks it. This is how I drink it. It is my use for my wine glass today. It is something that I layer that, and the reason why there's so much is I like to add more based on whatever goals I have. So one of them is to continue to grow out my hair. I just cut off 8 inches to see some new thicker growth, and so you see a lot of acai in here actually. So cheers. Yes, that's you, Rachel. The good days, but the bad days drag. Exactly. And I was tired of having one good day in a month. I wanted to have an amazing life. I wanted to enjoy time with my kids. Another thing that I didn't mention, because I was ashamed of it for so long, is I battled with depression for 13 years. I did not like who I was on or off medications, and I was suicidal. I was not a good mom in any way, shape, or form because every single, thanks, wine glass class, right? James had to be mom because I wasn't capable of it. Because I had such a short fuse, I would snap at them. My hormones were off, so you could never tell what version of mom you were gonna get. I was so depleted that I was so tired that all I could do is go to work from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and I would pray that on a good day I might be able to stay up until 8 o'clock in the evening. That was my really big goal, but it was something that I was really struggling. And so I would just go into my own little world, I would read books, I would do whatever it was, but I wasn't there for my family. And that was not fair. It was this vicious little world that I was trapped in, and I was miserable. And I knew there had to be more to life. I knew that God had put so many deep desires in my heart, and it couldn't be all that it was. So this is something that my optometrist offered me some hope and shared this. So let's get into the superfruits. Never know what version of mom they're gonna get. Yes, that sucks. You never knew. Like, one minute I might be happy, and then the next I'm screaming your head off. And why? I didn't want to be that way. I had such a short fuse. Everything was so off. I mean, people were walking, tiptoeing around me, and that's not cool. I don't want that. It does not give me diarrhea if I drink that much at a time. Nope, not that. If you would drink more, it could, but no, this much isn't going to do that by any means. I love your questions already. Poop is one of my favorite subjects, but we'll save that for another day. So let's get into it. Let's talk about goji. So goji is the red bottle. Now, something that was really important to me, we're talking science, so I get to get my little geek nerd on, is when I turned around the bottle, this was very important to me because goji, 100% goji and nothing else. So it is 100% this. That's why you're not gonna see apple juice, you're not gonna see grape juice, you're not gonna see any other kind of a mixture. What you're gonna see is 100% of this. And so what I like about that is you don't have to take a whole lot. You're not going to drink an entire glass of just one of these. It's going to be 1 ounce at a time that's going to pack a punch. And so let's talk about the benefits of this red bottle specifically. So we know that when we need to get our vitamin C in, we're going to do what? We're going to eat our oranges, correct? Well, this actually has 500 times more vitamin C in it than an orange. And so this, I know Xnine is going to love that because vitamin C is a really powerful nutrient. Can really help to bring about overall health. And she's talked about the billionaire that she was around, that she followed success. She understood that, hey, if I follow in the tracks of this successful woman, she saw what her health looked like. Vitamin C was a key component, and this is a powerful way that you can actually get that. For those that are anemic and struggle with iron deficiencies, goji can also help with that. It is anti-aging, which nobody's going to say no to that. Can also help with our eyes, with our vision. We've seen tremendous results in that in people that had to use glasses that are seeing their vision actually go in the other way to where it's getting better versus time to get a more powerful prescription. So that's something that can be very helpful, right? 500 times more. I see, and I'm still teaching you some things. It's one of those that I forget all of the benefits, and I don't get to get my nerd on very often, so I'm excited. For me personally, and what we see in so many people, it helps with your mood and your energy. It supports the adrenal glands. What are your adrenal glands? People hear about these all the time. It's like, I don't know what my adrenal glands are. On top of your kidneys sit 2 little glands, and these are your adrenal glands. And basically what they are your reserve energy tank. So when you are going through a stressful season or you're doing more than you typically would, you start to use your reserve energy tank, your adrenals. And so it's really important to fuel those and make sure that they have everything that they need so that those aren't running on E. So this is a way that you can fuel them. Nina, is it better than over-the-counter vitamins that you buy in the store? Yes. Unfortunately, here's the thing. The supplement industry is not one that's regulated, and so typically speaking, you get what you pay for. And when you do the calculations in the grocery store, when you see how much of the ingredient is actually in there, it's not actually what you believe you're buying that is in there, typically speaking. And so one of the things you can do is turn around a bottle, see what is the first ingredient. Because if the first ingredient is not what you think you're getting, that tells you that that is the #1 thing in there. Then it continues to go, but it lists them in order of how much is actually in there. And so that's something that when you really start to look and dig a little bit, not good. Yes, Tracy, your fight or flight hormones. I don't want to fight anymore. Peace, please. And so that took the edge off. I didn't want to bite people's heads off. And this was something, it's also called the happy berry. Goji is nicknamed the happy berry. And so it really helped with mood as well. So this was an amazing one there. Amazing one. It helps to improve your immune system. It stabilizes your blood sugar, can detoxify your liver. Your liver is your filter system. Your liver does over 500 functions in the human body. So your liver needs to be happy, because otherwise it creates a hot mess. When the liver's unhappy, that's when we get PMS. That's when our hormones are out of whack. That's when we don't know what we're gonna get in our cycle. If we're gonna be in pain, if we're gonna have cramps, if we're gonna be moody, all of those PMS things is typically going to be a very unhappy, very unhealthy liver. So let's keep it happy, therefore everybody else in our family happy, right? So that is a huge deal breaker there from our family. We take this one on a consistent basis. Also, it boosts fertility. And so it's exciting because we actually had 3 new pure babies that we are very excited about. 2 have been on the products for around 4 months, and then the other one has been on it for just a little over 6 weeks, and we are now celebrating pregnancies. And so that's really exciting, because so many times our system is just off just a little bit to where it's not going to be ready to support that baby. And so it can be frustrating when it comes to getting pregnant. Christina said, Brad says he gets low to PMS when he doesn't get his goji, right? We all need to take the goji. It detoxifies the liver and also can help with your kidney health. We've seen people where their kidneys rally back in powerful ways from this. Lindsay, 2 more that found out about last week said 5 babies, 5 pure babies. The goji berries are harvested not out of Kansas, I'll tell you that right now. That's not where they belong. When we source things directly from the regions that they are supposed to be, so that we are getting the nutrient content that is providing the actual results. So this is not going to be a goji berry in Kansas. It's not going to be in Oklahoma. Typically speaking, you're going to see this one in Asia. And so goji is powerful there. And we wild harvest everything. It is flash pasteurized, so it is done very quick, because we want to maintain the enzyme content, nutrient content. We are not compromising a thing. It does not come over to the States in powder form, then we add liquid. It comes over in its raw form, and that's very important when it comes to the quality of those ingredients. So I get to be a science nerd right now. So that is the goji, but if you have any other questions related to goji, I would be happy to go over them. But we are going to go over many of our favorites, especially the lionesses. Acai, okay, acai. So acai is the beauty berry, great for hair, skin, and nails. This is what is helping Xtina grow in those long locks. And what you could see when she showed in her video today, there's small growth and there's the secondary growth, and you can see how it's growing out. That's exactly what Danielle is seeing as well. If you don't know Danielle, she's the one that did the video that Xtina talked about. So she's not only grown bangs and figuring out what to do with those new bangs, because who grows them? Typically we cut them and then try to figure out what to do with them. But she actually grew them in this whole new set of undergrowth after having her second baby, beautiful Lottie. But what she's seeing now is that that baby growth is getting to be right here now. And so it's giving her some additional layers. So it's a really cool thing. But that is in the acai. So why? Because it has the essential fatty acids. It also has great B vitamins. It's amazing for the brain. Our brain runs on fat. That's why these low fat nonsense things are really hurting our brain, because our brain sits in a fat solution. And so it's really important to get our body those good healthy fats. Yes, Lindsay Anderson, case in point. It's good when your 7-year-old gives your 3-year-old a haircut, because her hair grows back much faster. For the win. Yes, you should post a new photo, because it is nuts. Also great for cognitive function, so your brain. This is what can help with memory, help you process on all cylinders, so that you are just ready to go at any moment and fire on all cylinders. So that acai can help with that tremendously. It does stimulate digestion and also controls your appetite. And so here's the thing. Let's remember, first and foremost, why we actually eat. We eat because our body takes the food, breaks it down into nutrient levels. Whatever is waste, it processes, gets out. That's why we eliminate it in the bathroom. But what it does with all those nutrients is it delivers it to the entire body. That's why we eat. And so the whole concept of putting something in our mouth is for our body to break it down and then deliver it so it can utilize it. Well, what happens when you get liquid form of amazing nutrients and it gets delivered very quickly? Your body can actually do something with it. And so that is why these pack such a punch. And so many people say, wow, I wasn't as hungry. I felt so satisfied. I felt like I was just alert on a whole new level, because your body didn't have to do as much work as it typically would to get the nutrients out of it. Compare it to a donut. Your body still has to work to break that down, to figure out, was there anything in here or not? And then when it says there was nothing in there, that was a bunch of nonsense. Not only that, but the sugar now has me messed up, and I've got all this extra nonsense to deal with, and so you just made me work harder for nothing. Well, this, yes, appetite control and fatty acids for the brain, right? Cheers, Christina. So giving your body what it needs in liquid form, because it can readily use it, it's readily available, and that is so powerful. Ashley says, yes, that's me. I'm less hungry, but still eating to nourish. Didn't fully understand why. Because your body is thrilled. And when your body has what it needs, instead of going, all right, so I broke down that donut. Now I'm mad at you. I'm trying to figure out if I have a lot of energy or if I'm crashing. And now I'm going to trigger you to go for the tacos that you just saw, because I didn't get any nutrients and I need you to crave something so that I can hopefully get some kind of nutrient, right? So that's what our body does, which then triggers eating, but we're never full. We're never satisfied. This is totally different, because you are satisfied then because your body actually got the nourishment. So what happens when your body is actually nourished? It says, whoa, I feel amazing. What do you do when you feel amazing? You get more done. You go out and do more. So your body says, hey, I have so much amazing energy, so I'm gonna get rid of this. That fat cell can go. Oh, I don't need that toxin anymore. I'm gonna get rid of this. It starts cleaning out your body so you feel even better. And so that is what is so powerful, and why this is such a huge transformation, because it gives your body the tools that it needs to do its job. So that is huge. So nourishment, anyway. Also, heart disease really helps with the heart overall. And again, hair, skin, and nails. So your hair growth, your nail growth, and skin is going to have a different glow. You will notice that there is a glow. Instead of being whitewashed or even a gray undertone, that people have a natural bronzish, I don't know how to say that, bronzish look, but they've got a glow, almost as if it was a pregnancy glow. But I assure you, I am not pregnant. I have a 9 and a 13-year-old, and we're not having any more babies. But there's a glow that you will notice in those that are getting their superfruits in on a consistent basis. So huge benefit there. Next, we are going to go over mangosteen. Mangosteen is one of our family's absolute favorites. Anybody have allergies? Anybody struggle with sniffing, sneezing, watery eyes, all of that kind of nonsense? If you do, drop a 5 in the comments. That is not fun in any way, shape, or form, but anytime that we were around ragweed, if we were out in the wind, we were going to have allergies conquering us, and that is not fun. Plus, our son had life-threatening food allergies as well as seasonal allergies. Our daughter had seasonal allergies. But this is something that is antiviral, so viruses that, yes, Tracy, look at all those 5s, that is not fun. It is antiviral, so viruses that are trying to attack your system. Antibacterial, so it goes after bacteria that does not belong in the body. It is also anti-inflammatory. What does that mean? That means the inflammation that's going on in your body, it's going to help counteract that. Huge, huge benefit. Do you know how many people have excess weight and they think it's fat, but it's actually inflammation? Amazing. Lindsay Anderson said mangosteen is your favorite. It helped clear up your skin infections, no pregnancy swelling, and a huge for her mom and her pain. Her mom was on multiple medications for years, over a decade, and she has been able to walk away from those medications. Allergies and asthma, not fun. We actually had a girl that was able to do cross country for the first time in her life. She'd always wanted to run, but she had asthma, and cross country happens to be during ragweed season. And so that is powerful because she was actually able to go run, not use her inhaler, and did not have her allergies bother her based on the mangosteen. So it's antihistamine as well. So it's attacking histamine. Histamine is what comes up in our body when we are allergic to something. It rallies and says, we're not going to do this, causes inflammation. And so this says, no, 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 we're not going to inflame ourselves, and we are not going to allow that histamine. So it's very powerful. And what's in the bottle? Once again, 100% wild harvested, nothing else. So that's why 1 ounce of this can pack a powerful punch. So this is just mangosteen. And in all of these bottles that I've shown you so far, that is it. Goji was the only thing in that bottle. Mangosteen, only thing in that bottle. Acai, only thing in the bottle. If you want to mix it with something, fine, go for it. But we're not going to mix it. We are about giving you results, not worrying about what you think it tastes like. So mangosteen, we've talked about inflammation. We've talked about the benefits with allergies, and this tastes good, so it's really easy to get the kids to do. Then it actually lowers blood sugar, which blood sugar is becoming a bigger and bigger deal because of our food supply. If you eat a lot of boxed food, processed food, prepackaged food, or go out to eat, there's a lot of issues with blood sugar and excess sodium. So this is something that can help counteract that and might actually change your cravings for that. It also helps with acne, clears that up in the skin, which is a huge benefit because none of us like acne. We want our XMH to come on flawlessly. We don't have to be worried about all of this extra acne, so huge. Next, it helps with digestion, also helps with heart health. So all of these, all 4 of the superfruits, I'm going to talk about noni in a minute, but all of them help with the cardiovascular system and heart health. So that's a huge benefit. So that is absolutely amazing. Yes, acne. Again, I'm so sorry that I haven't told you these things before, Christina. I feel like I failed you because I forget what I have or what I haven't said, but this one is powerful. Our family was able to walk away from every single allergy medication, all of our inflammatory medications. We were able to walk away from all of these because of this bottle. It is huge for those with pain. If people have joint pain or a lot of excess inflammation that then causes pain, this is their go-to. You heard Lindsay Anderson talk about her mom's story. Powerful thing. What we see is that 50-year-olds are now utilizing this and absolutely schooling 16-year-olds because they're able to jump off the back of vehicles, they're able to lift more, they're not in all of that pain. And so that's a huge benefit when you can see that. So next, we are going to noni. And this tastes terrible, but has huge health benefits, noni. So what I love about this is that there's no way you go back unless you know that there's a benefit, because it tastes disgusting. It tastes like dirty, sweaty gym socks that you poured water through and drank the liquid, but it works. Our kids, when they were 3 and 7, used to ask for this because they knew how much better they felt. Why were they feeling better? Because they had a lot of issues when it came to digestion. They had a lot of inflammation in their gut. They had a lot of acid reflux, a lot of our daughter would throw up. Also, things would go right through her with her colitis, and she didn't want to feel like that. She didn't want to be miserable, and so this helped her out tremendously. Also, I'm going to teach a little something about your small intestines. Small intestines have these little things called villi. Villi actually grab nutrients and let them be absorbed and delivered to the rest of the body. However, 14-month-old can drink it? Yes, you'll just lower the amount because again, this is 30,000 milligrams. This is packing a punch. So yes, they can take it, but you're gonna want to, I'm sitting on my little roller ball here. You're getting me all excited. I gotta sit up on this. I'm pumped. Okay, so anyway, they can take this, you're just gonna lower the amount. So it is one that will get those villi, because a lot of times our bodies are so under attack that our villi are doing this. Well, if our nutrients are going right over it, that means we're not getting the benefit. So how many times have you been like, I take stuff, but I don't feel it? Well, if it's good quality stuff and you know it's good quality stuff, but you're just not feeling the benefit, this could be why. The villi are just laying down. They're trying to protect themselves. This is what was happening in our son. Life-threatening food allergies and seasonal allergies. His intestines were a hot mess. He had very poor immune system, okay? when we started utilizing the noni, what happened is his villi actually started to stand up kind of like a sea anemone, grab those nutrients, and we saw a whole different version of our son. Actually, one that we had never seen. So it is amazing. What is noni? So noni is actually a very bitter fruit, and it's grown in volcanic soil. That's why it has such a bitter taste. So that's a huge one. And Walden Fenster, Danielle's husband, drank an entire bottle of this in less than 30 seconds. So I don't recommend doing that, but Walden is just absolutely hilarious. So anyway, it's a huge, huge, huge benefit. Let's talk about some of the other benefits. Anybody want to get rid of parasites in their system? Anybody? We watched Xtina go through an amazing parasite cleanse last year. This is anti-parasitic. This is something that nobody wants to be around noni, especially parasites. And so it's getting rid of anything that's not good in our system. Each bottle is pretty much a month. So this is 25 ounces, and on a daily basis, you take 1 ounce unless you're working on a specific goal. So like acai, I wanted to grow out my hair faster, and I wanted some new growth that I was getting today. I showed a picture of that. So 1 ounce per day basically. So this is 25 full servings in this bottle. And so it does last quite a while. And there are benefits to getting the bundle pack. There's a bundle pack that actually has one of each of these bottles so that you can adjust the amount. Okay, so awesome. Also helps tremendously with pain. This is huge for anybody that has been in an accident, has a lot of pain, consistent pain. This is something that can help take that away. So huge benefit there. Great for digestion from start to finish. It's going to make sure that there's not the reflux, not the acid reflux going on, that all the enzymes and everything is going to be released properly from the gallbladder. So all of those things working together for proper digestion, because it's so important to have it all work together. Then it's going to help soothe the intestines, the small intestines, and then the large intestines. So huge benefit there. Also helps tremendously with cholesterol. I love it when blood work comes in. Blood work does not lie. You cannot lie through blood work. And let me tell you something. When I have people, anti-parasitic, seriously, I've had people that did not qualify for life insurance policies and they were devastated. And they said, what am I gonna do? There's nothing I can do. I can't even get a life insurance policy. And it was based on their health. Well, there we go, sorry, I got a call. When I worked with them, after 3 months, they were able to switch their blood work, were able to retest, and they were actually able to get their life insurance policy that they wanted. And the cool thing is they actually qualified for the highest level. And it was all based on their blood work. So that is so neat to see when the blood work comes around and completely switches. So I love that. And what is this? This is just what God gave us. This is what He put on this earth, and what we're doing is just providing it to you in the most powerful, potent way. We're not diluting it. We're not trying to get more money out of it. What we're doing is just providing you with the nutrients that you need. So also amazing for joint pain. So those that have sore knees, sore joints, sore elbows, tennis elbow, those types of things, noni can help that as well. And it's amazing with cellular repair. So cellular repair, what does that mean? That means the little cells. As your body turns over new cells, this is actually going to help repair those things and grow those good new cells, because you want your body to be a breeding ground of healthy cells, not a breeding ground of sick cells. And so that's really important for your body. Oh, I'm so sorry you get kicked off. Well, this is being recorded and we're saving it, so you'll be able to tune in a little bit more. Last but not least, we are going to talk, right? Lots of moms need these things. Lindsay Anderson's mom, prime example. I'm so happy for her because, you know, she wasn't able to be the mom she wanted to be. She wasn't able to be the grandma she wanted to be because she was on so many medications. So crazy. Pregnant women, you can absolutely take all of these. Right, no more high cholesterol. Mary, type in your story. I love your story, if you don't mind sharing. But yes, this helps with blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides. James, they kept wanting to put him on medication for those things. And I was like, oh, I don't want you to be on a statin. Can we try something else? We utilized the superfruits and saw a huge difference in his blood work, and there's no longer a need for it. So that's huge. Last but not least, Go Yin. Give me a heart emoji if you've tried the Go Yin. This is what we've nicknamed marriage counselor in a bottle. So it helps with the moods, the hormones, and the pH, and actually has a clinical study that shows it is more effective than Womb to tomb, yes, I'll get to that in just one second. Go-Yin, marriage counselor and bottle, it helps with moods, hormones, pH. So it's balancing that body chemistry out, which is huge. So it's something that I didn't want to snap. It was more effective than the antidepressant Prozac in clinical studies, and it was absolutely incredible. We utilized this with our daughter. We were actually able to, we did some blood work and some tests with a naturopath, and it was 3 years ago that Reese, our daughter, hopefully she doesn't mind me sharing this, but it was starting to show signs that her body was starting to go into, what is that called? Puberty. And so was trying to start her cycle. It was too young in our opinion. We had always been on our own meat. We raise our own chickens, we raise our own cattle, we do all of that. So like there was no reason for her hormones to be amping up. And so we utilized a lot of these things to slow down her body's cycle and hold off her puberty, starting her period. And we were able to get that to where it just started. And so that was 3 years ago, which to me is powerful because the longer, the better. So Tracy asked, any idea how they react with warfarin? My husband has to be on it. Yes, that is a blood thinner. And so what you would want to do is monitor the blood with your doctor, but what you can do is all of these have natural blood thinning properties, so it's actually going to thin the blood in a natural way. And so this is something that you could utilize with it, but do one at a time and monitor the blood work, because a lot of times people are able to get off of blood thinners once they work with their doctor based on making sure that their blood is within that range. But what this does is this gets the blood to the natural consistency that it's supposed to be. Warfarin is meant to thin blood. It doesn't know how thin it is or isn't. It's meant to thin it. And so when this natural stuff gets it to balance, then the warfarin is going to go in and thin it even more, which then there's bleeding risk. So we don't want to do that. But that's how that works. So hopefully that helps. But all of this is meant to get things into balance. So if something's too high, it's going to bring it down. If something's too low, it's going to bring it up. It's about maintaining balance in the body. Yeah, so Tracy, we could definitely work with that with this doctor too. And so there's just certain things that we would do smaller amounts to make sure that we stay in the range that is safe. So something we can easily work around. Let's talk about pregnancy. All this is food. All this is a natural substance. And so this is food coming to you in a liquefied version. So this is completely healthy during pregnancy. Now, noni has a few cleansing properties, like the antiparasitic, and it cleans out the liver, it can detoxify some things. So this is one that we would utilize maybe once a week. If you want to use it every day to get your bowel movements, because sometimes bowel movements are not very frequent during pregnancy. And so this is something we can utilize to get those out, because noni is not going to be harmful. Keeping bowel movements in your body too long, harmful. Talk about a moody mess. I had one bowel movement every 3 to 5 days and I was a hot mess and I was moody. That was not helping anybody. All of that nasty stuff was reabsorbing into my body and being delivered as if it was a nutrient. And so that's not good for anybody. And this is helping your baby to grow and to have all of those systems that are well-rounded. Can you imagine how many babies need to have good healthy fat to produce their brain? All of them. That's the acai. How many of our babies do we want to have strong cardiovascular systems? All of them. So that's going to be all of those superfruits. You know, all of those things are really the building blocks of life, which is what we're talking about, because all of us, can you imagine if we would have started this way as kids? Hello, totally different ballgame. But so many of us are actually seeing, yeah, that broke down, that broke down, that broke down, because we never got this strong foundation. So the sooner you can get kiddos using this, and while you can use it pregnant, huge benefit, huge win. So anyway, I could go on and on, as you can tell, but I want to give you a couple of stories, because, you know, what is it actually going to do? I don't know if you're the type of person that your hormones are off, but this is something that when people utilize these, their hormones get regulated, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I didn't know my cycle was supposed to start. I had no warning. What used to warn them? The pain, the cramping, the moodiness, the irritability, the crying, the flying off the handle. They're not having that anymore. So getting things into balance. And you got to hear there are now 5 pure babies, and that's just what we've actually heard of. And so that's really powerful. Actually, I can think of 2 more. So that is powerful for those that have struggled with infertility. Get the body what it needs and it'll get back into balance. So that's huge, because I struggled with infertility for 17 months and that was one of the most challenging seasons in my entire life. Mary, she said she was on prescription medications for 13 years before starting this, and her pain was getting worse. And so she noticed reduced back and leg pain in 3 days and was able to begin weaning off almost all the pain meds within 2 weeks. Now she has pain-free times, which she's not had in years. She got her life back. That's huge. So giving your life back, if it's pain, if it's PMS, it's not just getting your life back, your whole family got their life back, because I don't know about you, but people tiptoe around me. Also, you don't want that heavy flow. You don't want to be miserable and in pain. Let's see what else. Hair growth. You've seen that in Christina, you've seen it in Danielle, you've seen it in so many people. Carrie has seen it. You know, give me a little heart emoji if you've seen hair growth. That's a huge benefit, because none of us want to walk around with patches missing. And what Christina was talking about today, oh my gosh, have you ever been there where you had to wad up your own hair and put it on the wall so that you didn't have to clean it out of the drain, and you just cried as you saw all of that mess right there on the wall? Bald. My shower went from hot to freezing cold because I had no hair left. And where do I see this happening a lot? I see it a lot in people that work out a lot but aren't getting the proper nutrients back in their body. So they not only are being them, like Christina was talking about today, you need a certain amount of calories to be you. Then you need an extra level of calories to go and exert extra activity. Then for people that are up and about, maybe have a job where they move around, then if you go work out and don't replenish, you have just drained your body in 3 ways. You can only do that for so long before it really has a huge effect. Holly asked if there are any testimonies of superfruits and cancer. Absolutely. That's one. I don't like the C word, but it's one of those that when you give your body a powerful level of nutrients, here's what you, in cancer means that your body is an environment and a breeding ground for sick cells. So number 1, you want to get it to be an environment for healthy cells. Number 2, it means that your lifestyle is feeding cancer. So what you need to do is start feeding your body and stop starving the cancer. So garlic, for example, cancer doesn't like garlic. You start feeding your body garlic. You stop feeding it sugars, and you start feeding it amazing nutrients that will actually fuel the body. You stop giving it sugar so that there's nothing for the cancer to survive on. You start fueling it on that. Huge, powerful. And then the next, you recognize wherever the cancer is where the body is saying, I'm a weak link, I'm sick, I need help, and you start fueling it. So if that would be the liver, then you're gonna help it with noni, you're gonna help it with goji, you're gonna help it with sulfur, you're gonna help it with these things, because you're gonna come around, rally behind it and say, not today, I'm gonna help the system out and cancer be gone. So that's what it can help with. But yes, all 4 of the superfruits, we've had powerful testimonies, especially the acai. There was a gentleman that has been battling prostate cancer for years, and he did his chemo regimen, he did everything following his doctor's advice, but what he did is he also utilized acai in therapeutic amounts. Well, what happened is the chemo was attacking the cancer, the acai was helping to fuel him, and so it was that dual-sided attack that actually got him a clean bill of health for the first time, and that is absolutely powerful. Autoimmune issues, yes, the thyroid specifically, because basically it's getting things into balance, so it helps your body to not overreact and attack itself. So autoimmune is something that we've seen huge benefits. Endometriosis, yes. Oh, girl, hysterectomy in her 20s? No. My aunt has had endometriosis for decades. She is now in her 50s. Once she started utilizing this, she didn't have any more cysts. She did not have to have anything taken out anymore. She was one that probably had to have 2 to 3 surgeries every single year. She was the one that was not able to go to work when her cycle would come. It was an absolute mess. And so that is something, and it caused infertility in her. She's past the time of having kiddos, so it's not a factor anymore. But yes, endometriosis is something we've seen a huge benefit with, because basically it's just helping your body to rally around. Health. That's the key thing that we want to focus on there. What else? So prostate cancer was the one that I was talking about with the gentleman, and it was so powerful. Digestion, food sensitivities. Our kids have not struggled with the food allergies, and our son used to have blood tests done to figure out what his levels were, because he was deathly allergic to a lot of tree nuts. And so those have come down to where they're no longer deadly. They would just cause some irritability, some not so fun digestion, but he is not deathly allergic to any of them anymore, which is huge, because what you do is you just give the body what it needs and it'll rally around it. So you help those intestines, you get those intestines happy and healthy, and then they're going to perform the way that they're supposed to. And the intestines are where our immune system is. So that's where his health came around, and he wasn't struggling with, you know, whatever somebody walked in the room having, he would not catch anymore. So that was a huge benefit for me as a mama, because he was constantly sick, constantly on an antibiotic, and in a lot of pain. Need sleep. There's some other things that can help with sleep, but that's absolutely something. There's a product called Calcium K+, and that helps with the calcium and the magnesium that your body naturally needs to rest, helping your body to naturally produce its own melatonin. And so we're not about doing things for the body, because we don't want to create this, oh, I'm fishing for you, fishing for you, fishing for you in the body, because then when you don't give it to it, it won't do it anymore. So what we do is we give the body the tools that it needs to fish, therefore it continues those good patterns, good behaviors. So calcium and K+ is something that we utilize with sleep that is a huge benefit, because it trains your body on how to do it itself. Food allergies, seasonal allergies have been a huge help. And food sensitivities. There's so many people that are like, I have to avoid this, I have to avoid this, I have to avoid this, I have to avoid this. And it's like, I don't think so. Yeah, powerful. So huge benefit. And then also the malabsorption. We talked about that with the noni. And so I used to struggle with hypoglycemia and anemia, and those are things that we've been able to get in balance primarily using the superfood. So that has been a huge benefit. So absolutely love that. But I think that is it for me, unless anybody has any other questions. But thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this was beneficial. Hopefully you learned something. And if this is something that you'd like to get your hands on, feel free to message me. Reach out. There's some great bundles, but the nice thing is it can be there in 3 to 4 days, but we can adjust based on you. So I hope this helped, and I just really appreciate you. We are definitely going to be a group that has our peach booty by the end of this, and I'm seeing huge results already in my booty coming out, my bubble butt, but seeing benefits in health overall. So I am so excited to see what your results are from you deciding, no mas, this is the last day that I'm going to struggle with XYZ, and really doing something to take your health to a whole new level without having to white knuckle all the ridiculous. Tara asked any issues about diabetes or pre-diabetes. Absolutely. A lot of this actually helps to manage blood sugars in a very natural way and get the pancreas actually functioning the way that it's supposed to, so that things are in line. So noni and goji are the two primary ones that can help with that, but huge benefits. And also tune in, because I think we may be talking about sulfur in the next couple of days. That is one of my main favorites. It's supposed to be one of the 3rd most abundant minerals in the human body, and we are lacking it in our food supply, unfortunately, because of farming practices. But that is a main one for diabetics, pre-diabetes and diabetics. So I'll let Xtina talk about that in the next couple of days, but that is it for me, and I hope you have an absolutely phenomenal rest of your evening. So see you later, Glam Babe.